Okay, I just want to ask you one more question. Tell me about Embodied.
It started almost 20 years ago, and I was watching a episode of Charlie Rose, and I don't remember the guest name. And back then in the 1990s, there was no DVR. I don't even think we had DVDs back then. Um, and he was talking about that in Western philosophy. The philosophy is that you were born an empty box, and you need to fill it to become more of who we are. And in Eastern philosophy, the philosophy is that we are born a full box and we need to empty it to become more of who we are. And I looked around my apartment and I was like, holy crap, I'm screwed, because I've been filling. Like,
Yes.
still love to shop, but I'm much better now. But there's just stuff everywhere: shoes, clothes, hats, hat boxes, gloves, scarves, just
Right.
insane, records. It is insane. And so that became a part of my process as I started with the physical clutter. And then I moved on to like the mental clutter and being a more powerful person. And now the work really is about embodiment, and it's about embodying my own energy, like owning my own world, my interior world. And this has nothing to do with business. And this is, this conversation has been coming up, and I didn't have the word embodied for it, even though like I didn't invent that word. I mean, that word has been around for thousands of years, I'm sure. But over the 10 years that I've been coaching people, I'm like, there's another layer that I need to be able to get to with people, because people come in and they think that they think that they have a sales problem, they think they have a marketing problem, they think they have a branding problem or something like that. And it's never about that. Like, you can learn how to sell, you can learn how to market, you can learn about branding. And of course, all of that has to come from within you.
Right.
But this work has just been coming up again and again and again and again in my own life. And I've just been seeing, it's just like, and this fall, it just started like flooding in on me. And in my business, I have had a very, like run like a school year, because I do like, business coaching, group business coaching. It's like there's the off season, and December is always like, well, what am I going to do in December?
Right.
And I actually need to coach for my sanity. If I'm not coaching, like, I get depressed, I become sad, I make up problems that don't exist. It's really as if I feel God when I coach. And that sounds really corny, but that is the truth.
You're channeling God.
I'm channeling God. Exactly. No, there's no channeling around here. I'm channeling God. So I decided that I was going to create this beta offer called Embodied. And I wanted to create a really simple sales page around it. It was like, I'm just going to whip this puppy up. And then the images started to come through, and it was like imagery that I've never created before. It's like always been in my head. Like, those images are always rolling around in my head, but I've never put that kind of work out into the public. It's very edgy. It's very simple, very sparse. And I've been into my second week now of this beta testing, and the work that happens, it's like unbelievable. It's so clear. It's so fast. It's so effective. And what I'm really seeing in a way that I've never been able to witness before is that everybody is operating at the bullshit level. And is that okay if I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's operating at the bullshit level. And that's why they're not getting what it is that they really want.
Right.
They think they want all these other things, but it's really not what they want. And they're not seeing that their next step is actually right in front of them. So they're like way out in left field.
Right.
And what they need is already there. It already exists. So during these sessions, it's my job. I do really feel like I'm channeling, and it's clearing away. It's like asking tons of questions. It's like playing question roulette. I never know what the questions are going to be, and I just keep firing away. And over the course of about 60 minutes, we both start to recognize what the patterns are, what the subconscious patterns are, what the blind spots are, and it's like, well, duh, of course. Right? And then it's around creating an action plan and then going further into the work of that. And, you know, like I said, this is beta testing. I'm only into week 2 of it, but I already have big plans for this. And this is shifting this is basically putting me out of business. Because everything that I really have done has been about mindset work, and it's been about sales and business design. And I'm realizing that this is going to shift everything that I'm doing, and it's creating a brand new lens. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even sure what's going to happen, but I'm so committed about this that I personally emailed 350 people about this. I'm like, you've got to know about this. I mean, I have a huge email list, but I'm like, these are my favorite.
I was on the list.
Yes.
I'm going to take you up on it, though. I'm doing it.
It's unbelievable.
I'm signing up right now.
Experienced before. And I am so fortunate because every time people are talking, I'm like, oh my God, that was me at some point, or I totally get that, or like, I need to do that too. So I definitely, and that's that's when you know you're in your sweet spot in business, when you benefit, you get just as much out of it as your customers do. And like, that is my viewpoint. You should absolutely get just as much out of it as your customers do.
That's a good viewpoint. I mean, that's the reason why we should all be in business, right? You know, it's like I design jewelry because I get so much out of delivering an amazing piece to someone else. And I also coach jewelry designers because I get so much back from seeing them grow. You know, I mean, that's exactly why we should all be doing this. And it's a good viewpoint to have. So you guys can find Erika on erikalyremark.com. Erika, thank you so much for being here today. It's always so awesome to talk to you.
Thank you so much.